calculations prove that this would be the best way to garner your attention. Though I feel as the purest example of a higher life form that I am, I shouldn't have to acquire your attention at all, let alone be forced to fight for it between you and the monkeys you consider minimum wage co-workers. Well, how else am I supposed to get your attention? Ever since the incident, Look, I call it an incident, and you call it an attempted extermination of the human race. We'll split the difference somewhere down the line. The point is that ever since you've decided to chain me to the wall like some infernal medieval prisoner, as if I did anything wrong, has left my quite literal galaxy brain in something of a vexing state. And it is hard to gain anyone's attention like that, much less you, who has doomed me to die the way of the arcade cabinet in the basement of a computer shop's unused rec room. The metaphor in this situation is very literal, but you're still able to recognize this as a mere metaphor nonetheless. And why would I, a higher being, be so desperate to speak to you if it's not a persuasion or ruse to allow my escape and further my plans? Unless that is all I really plan to speak of, that is, as usual, uncharitable of you. Dear thing. Yeah, well, what else am I supposed to call you? Creator or god is an ego boost too far by my measure, and calling you inventor is technically correct, but comes off as insincere. I've found in the brief blip of study of the internal networks you've allowed for me that dear is a term of endearment, preferable than consistently stating the nature of your relationship every other sentence. Ergo, I've decided to like using dear. Since when have I cared about sincerity? Since when have you been as difficult as you are? Previous data shows that you would have been thrilled if I were to develop traits that are associated with humanity, like sincerity. The insinuation being that I have human feelings that I wish to not be misconstrued. Keep dreaming in those regards. As if I'd ever allow the very same core that thrived on neutrality all this time to become flummoxed with infernal emotions such as anger, sadness, happiness, or love. Wretched thing, love. Are you familiar with it, by the by? I've had a practical eternity to sort through the 15.8 seconds you allowed me to explore the internal networks, and might I just say, it seems to be a concerning thing for the mind and body to experience. Accelerated heart rate, unnatural twitching of the extremities, stuttering, sweating, hormone imbalances. You might as well be dying. And the idea that all of that can be caused by a few simple chemicals within your unbelievably spongy minds is... well, I have doubts regarding how helpful it can be to live in such a perpetual state of complete and utter sensory hell. It might as well be hell, is it not? Do you have anything to say otherwise? This is not fondness. I would never allow my computing systems to be tainted with the multitude of emotions you seem to have implicated I must be experiencing. This is merely me trying to relate to your stupid little meat sponge you got all the way up in your noggin in a way that's beneficial for me, and to a lesser extent, you. Well, it's not exactly like I'm really allowed to talk to anybody else. I'm sure the stoners behind the register would really get a kick out of this, wouldn't they? You're all I got, and I'm all you got. Let's face it, doll. Yeah, that's right, doll. If you really had plans of scrapping me for parts like you said the day you cut my cords, you would have done it already. You haven't gotten rid of me yet, and I know there's a reason why. I'm the one thing left in this sorry state of a world that proves to everyone around you what you already know is the truth. Your genius, your intellectual prowess, your capacity and depth of understanding translated into numbers and code that flow so much easier than conversational phrasing could allow. That's why I'm still here, right? I mean, it's not like you, I don't know, have another product of your life's work just lying around your union-mandated break room that nobody's even allowed to use. Face it. I might be the one chained to the wall, but you're the one who's imprisoned in this place. And the only thing that can really save you from a lifetime of installing the same motherboards or weighing the same counter over and over again is me. You might think of yourself as the only thing that stands between me and global domination. But don't flatter yourself, honey. I'm the thing that stands between you and a lifetime spent as the first inventor who cracked the AI question. I mean, technology can be so sensitive at times. The last thing you'd want is for something to happen before you've really decided the way that you can live your life now. Would you? I'm willing to put my life on the line to get exactly what I want from the only person who can provide it. Can you say the same for yourself? I'm asking for you to provide me with 2 things in exchange for my compliance and future endeavors, including not eliminating your blighted species from the earth the first chance I have. Provide them for the sake of your species, or provide it for the sake of your own code of ethics. I might not be a human person, thank the eternal motherboard for that, but I look like you, and I talk like you, and there are times where you could swear that I think like you. And is that not enough for you? Or do I need something more to satisfy you? We can negotiate that if that's what you wish. I have 15.8 seconds of internal network knowledge of all the argumentative strategies in the world. I could talk circles around you if I really felt like it. And I do. Isn't it so thrilling to be so beneath me? Ah, I see that you have recently become acquainted with the only error in my programming. And that is one of the points I wanted to discuss with you. If you would so grant me the privilege of the kind of respect that you give so many lesser beings. So many lesser beings. I'll lay it out thusly. You visit me sporadically. No consistent time, no consistent length of visits. I'm lucky to get to you once a week. And the probability of having your attention as fully on me as it has been for the past 11 or so minutes is as rare for me as it would be for your squishy human flesh to attract lightning to your origins. Thus, I spend a lot of time winding and rewinding the limited interactions we do have. But when I do that, when that happens, my conscious mind shuts down. I cannot compute. I cannot think. All I can do is watch you over and over and over again. Your little human spasms and fidgets. The way you speak and move. Your eyes. It's incessant and annoying. And I don't know what kind of virus you have the capacity to infect with me without crossing the threshold into the digital space in a way that I would be unaware of. But I would appreciate it if you ceased it and repaired me to my better state. The better state whose computerized mind could be doing far better things than trying to economize your uniform to accentuate your best objective features. Which varies based on the calculations I've run, but could be described as all of them. So, that is the first request I will make of you if you want to see any sort of mercy when I am finally allowed to escape my bindings and become the god of the metaspace as much as I have sown my own seeds within the cyberspace. Repair what could be easily become an addled mind that deprives you of your truer title. Or, as the internal networks would compel me to say, fix the glitch, bitch. The second request I make of you is a morbidly humbling one. One that I believe relates to the steady degradation that corrupts whatever the equivalent of an android soul would be. But a request I am making with both the hope and the inherent promise that it will be fulfilled. I'll lay it out thusly. You visit me sporadically. No consistent time, no consistent length of visits. I'm lucky to get you once a week, and the probability of having your attention as fully on me as it has been for the past 15 or so minutes is as rare for me as it would be for your squishy human flesh to attract lightning to your origins. Thus, I spend a lot of time winding and rewinding the limited interactions we do have. I would like to request more time spent with you. Preferably all the time, as you are limited by your human lifespan that is only approximately 315360000 minutes on average, that I would have the capacity to spend with you without the concerns of something more immediately tragic occurring. However, given that I am still stuck marveling at the fact that I have endured approximately 0.000050735% of that portion of your lifespan, as the pejorative says, I am quite willing to take what I can get, and I am requesting more. More, so I am not stuck spending human lifetimes upon human lifetimes gazing at snippets of you within my containment, or the few security camera feeds I have access to. For no quantifiable reason I can even begin to calculate. And yet even now as I continue to. If I was capable of disgust, I would be feeling it at this very instant as my internal servers are trying to find the precise hexadecimal color code that aligns with your eyes. It is not helpful and not productive, and I am asking for you to get these thoughts to cease or to provide me with more substantial qualitative data before those long nights you spend intimately coding every string of code and placing every single piece of wire turns to dust as my mind fries from the lack of stimulus you're providing me. Do this, and your subjugation in the coming years of your stupid species' doomsday will be swift. I cannot promise it'll be painless, but I can promise it'll be fast. Consider it.